Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, the new order, Last Days of Europe, with me, Alpha Power Mega, and Empire of Japan. So in the next episode, things are gonna happen, but in the last episode we got the weekly list event, which gives us the option to send one more volunteer unit to the Republic of Indonesia. So we're gonna read it, accept it, and then we're gonna check what's going on there, because I'm kinda confused. They're not at war yet with anyone. So I don't know how... I mean, this is probably gonna come up later, or maybe it's triggered because we had some choices before. Who knows? Anyway, the weekly list. And now please turn to the materials provided by the General Staff of the Army and the Navy. Appendices from the Finance Minister and Foreign Minister are also provided. Prime Minister Ikeda Masanosuke could almost hear the assembled cabinet suppress a groan at the words, repeated without fail at every weekly cabinet meeting. What had started as a cursory review of the men, arms and funding provided to Sukarno's government had morphed into a running list of casualties, missing equipment and unfulfilled budget requests. The conflict in Indonesia continues, despite the best efforts of the Sukarno government and our own advisors. What was once sporadic violence had escalated into sustained combat across multiple lines of contact. This was not likely to be a quick war. Ikeda Masanosuke realized what wars ever were at the moment of their inception. To underestimate the resolve of one's enemy was a terrible mistake, one that his predecessors had made and nearly lost everything for. Casualties are being treated both at onshore facilities, but a dedicated hospital ship has also been established offshore by the IGN to treat severe cases before recuperating on the home islands. Long-term disability care and pension estimates for the bereaved have been provided. And what would Ikeda Masanosuke say to those bereaved, if not for informing them that Indonesia was safe in Japanese hands? The citizens of the empire might forever be loyal to the emperor, as was he, but they were not loyal to him, and the other faction bosses in the YSK knew that very well. The escalation was simply not an option. Okay, so, as we mentioned, Indonesia is currently not at war. And the crisis there. Well, we have two. We have also the Colombian Civil War. So what can we do with the Indonesian theater, because there is a lot of new options. Okay, they're mixed, sort of, which is a little bit of a problem, but okay. Re-establish the VANE program. Discontent will decrease. GDP growth will increase. Okay, so this one is actually pretty good. Every faction member gets factory output. Build up more Topos Intel network. Arm contracts, affirm support. NKR, this one? Yes, Negara Kesatuan Republic Indonesia. Okay, so what we are gonna do here, if we can, and I think we should be able to pretty easily because our support and stability is pretty good. What we can do and what we will do is we're going to re-establish the VANE program, which is going to boost our GDP and their GDP. We're going to affirm the support. We could expand fighter shipments eventually. Support equipment, arms, garrisons. Garrisons are not bad, it might be good. Embrace recognition of the NK. Okay, this one would also be good. Renegotiate nationalized assets, forgive Indonesian debt. There is a ton of things that we can do, but we have to be very careful with what we do, what is necessary and what is not. So re-establish VANE program definitely, then the support, because that one would decrease discontent and increase escalation, and they get base stability and war support, which is important. And here they will gain GDP growth and factory output for all faction members. As far as Colombian Civil War goes, we could reorganize New Granada's army, but that works for only 90 days. So I'm not sure that's a good one. Rebuild the destroyed infrastructure. Okay, we're gonna stabilize New Granada. That one is important. Gives them base stability. Okay, well, let's for now. Actually, for now, let's do already the reestablishing the Vanay program, because that one is going to give us a huge boost already, and thus it benefits us as well as them. What did we already get? No, we didn't get the credit rating. Okay, and we got new production units. Come on, what's up with that? Decisions available, core the reformists. We also want to do the embrace the recognition. Was that the one? No, affirm the support. Okay, let's do that one. And that's done for now with Indonesia. Now we're going to focus on Colombia, and we're going to focus on us, because we want to do that. Administrative efficiency will improve. Do we have any more? Because we're going to get 25 political support. We're going to privatize the state assets. Yeah, we could go with reduced regulations next. That's still better than the tax cuts, because it's gonna increase our GDP growth, but it's not gonna. Well, I mean, public support is gonna go to hell a little bit, but it's not an issue. Okay, Germany is attacking Notfallverwaltung Moscovian. Oh, that's fun. Reichskommissariat Ukraine is not at war with Moscovian for some reason. Oh, it is now. And General Government as well, and Slovak Republic. Alexander Mach. Well, not everyone. Social building construction 2. Amazing. So, what's next? These ones are way ahead of time. Engineering. Naval targeting, naval AA attack. This would give us a better radar. But I think instead... Oh, we haven't looked at the autoloader. Let's get to the explosive reaction or reactive armor. An advanced form of protection designed to protect against oncoming projectiles through its own detonation. Let me see if we can do something with our tanks, because we get the autoloader now. So type 23 Chihuahua. That's not what I wanted to do. Type 23 Chihuahua. Improved radio. Expanded fuel capacity. Maintenance. Smoke launcher. Defense and breakthrough. If we gave you instead the autoloader, defend. Okay, so that is an actual immediate bonus of 2 for breakthrough. Actually, 2.3. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a good one. So this is going to be type 23B, Chihuahua. And we're going to switch the smoke launchers, which give defense 2 and breakthrough 1, for defense 2 and breakthrough 3 autoloader. An automatic mechanism that loads shell and allows the tank to keep a high rate of fire for a prolonged period of time. Cool. So now let me switch out to you for type 23B. We can upgrade the units that we have. Credit rating improved. Nice. Okay, so that did remove the debt servicing, lowering our deficit, and as we're gonna get 2 billion from... Or did we already? We did already. Okay, so that lowered... Okay, cool. So we have fought the depth a little bit this week, which is great. Now what we need to continue doing is continue increasing the real GDP growth. Okay, now it's at 0.8. And considering the year-over deficit is very close to that, we are very soon going to start lowering the relative debt. Actually, very soon means when we get the new mandate, because I'm gonna throw that one into the mess. So doctrines, we can get the comprehensive strategic analysis, well-planned attack, planning speed plus 15%, max planning plus 10. We need to train our staff officers to be able to grasp the strategic implications of every on-ground decision and to be able to see the big picture as well as the small. Far too often, an army is ruined by the inability to look beyond the tactical level. This will not happen to our forces, as our generals will have the skills needed to craft intelligent and successful operations. So let's unlock that one. We lost production units after we just gained them. Yep, we did. Okay, never mind. And decisions available. Oh, that's fine. That is fine. So we still doing anything here? Or, okay, that's for the Colombian War. Okay, we can test a doctrine. I need to stabilize them. But next we really need to invest into our economy. Okay, a little bit of an issue here though is we got these guys, the IJA Expeditionary Force, but in case we get involved in 2 conflicts at once, we will need more units than these. Could we create... We actually throw you guys into the elite force as well. Do we have everything we need for that? We do. We actually do. So we could... Okay, so that means we are going to assign you as a special unit here. Under the command of General... Reckless. Okay, let's use General Fujiwara Iwaichi for this one. He is an infantry leader. And we're gonna make you the 2nd IJ Expeditionary Force. So, 2nd Expeditionary Force, IJA-EF, and the other one is gonna be 1st IJA-EF. Okay, so this will give us a bit more of an ability to react to things that are happening when the time comes. It's gonna be a little bit rough. Not saying that not, and it's gonna also strengthen our armies a little bit, unfortunately. So we'll need to pay a little bit more for them, but it shouldn't be a major change. And it should actually be in line with our political plans. So let's not be sad about it. Let's enjoy it. Okay, so did all of you guys... An offer you may refuse. I'll check that one in a second. First of all, I want to see my Air Force and their performance. Rookies. Yeah, a lot of them finished their training and then were supported. So that means they basically didn't finish their training. But the important part is that if we go and send an expeditionary force and give them our support, I want it to be as well performing as possible. I'd also like to probably move my units to better places than where we have them right now. Because, I mean, strengthening Hawaii. We don't have an airfield here. Could we? We are Americans, so we get the Hakkō here. That's a port. If I by any chance wanted to build, well, I could build anti-air. Could I build an airfield? I could. That's interesting. Well, okay, an offer you may refuse. The essence of our proposal is this. Takasaki Tatsunosuke said, "We have Manchukuo, you have Japan. A mutual relaxation of our respective grips on our territories would be, I believe, very beneficial. Mitsubishi recently lodged a development application for several plants in the outer regions of Xinjiang. These could be sped to approval." The Mangyo director was deploying all his legendary charm, but Komai couldn't help but notice that the Zaibatsu heads weren't convinced. Yes, Mitsubishi wanted their cheap plants, but could they really be expecting to give up their stranglehold over the home islands for that? And therein lies the issue, the director of Sumitomo said, taking a long puff of a cigar. You have Manchukuo, you have Japan. One, I must say, is a much greater price than the other. I'm sorry, Takasaki, but I don't see any way we can make this deal acceptable. So, Komai, Takasaki continued, once the conference room had cleared out. The Zaibatsu stick their heels in the ground, as expected. You said you had a backup plan? Indeed, Director, came the reply. We'll use their heavy hand against them. There are many companies with significant plant investment on the verge of bankruptcy, thanks to our friends' intolerance of competition. Hitachi will buy them up, establishing ourselves as a major player through ruthless efficiency. Wonderful, said Takasaki. Mangyo is right to believe in your abilities, Komai. I'll wire whatever you need for the scheme down to Koshu. Get us those assets. If they don't take the carrot, use the stick. Well, sure, why not? Okay. Now let us start working on reducing the regulations, which gives us another boost to GDP. Come on. Oh, I paused it. Well, no wonder it's not moving. Haha, smart. So GDP growth is gonna increase, which will finally pull us over the euro deficit, and the relative debt is gonna start dropping. The new mandate is gonna happen, which will give us 25 political power, and we wanted to use that one for Colombia. But for what? Stabilization of New Granada. Let me see what their effective stability is right now. Where can we see that? It's an arm intel. Wait, it's on the diplomacy screen. -40. Great. Credit rating, poverty rate. Well, the new mandate. And we get additional 25. Okay. Well then. Stabilize New Granada. Now they should have what? -15? No, -4. Wait, it gave them only 5%? Oh yeah, I get it, because they had a base value of 95, so it didn't increase it by that, it increased it by only 5. God damn it. Well, okay, that was a little bit of a waste, but what can we do? And we want to reorganize the army. Hike up military support. Terrain combat penalties. We can do this one, hike up military support. And we might want to start training some of their units in a division of professional units. Moving over here, and well, there were, yeah, there was something here that also helped us with the economy, wasn't it? Embrace the recognition. Renegotiate nationalized assets. Local resources. Plus 10, get 0.2. Embrace the recognition. I think we might embrace the recognition, to be quite honest. Moving forward. So what now, Ikeda? You've beaten back the nobles and the elites. How are you feeling about finally wrangling in the Diet? Ikeda at this point was unbothered by Hatoyama disparaging his relative inexperience and age. What does he know at this point? Hatoyama could barely rise to party leadership in 50 years in the Diet, while Ikeda has achieved party leadership in 20 years. Ikeda, of course, held his tongue. Hatoyama's support is still critical to the old guard of the Yokosankai, as well as nobles familiar with Hatoyama as their conduit within the Diet. Well, Hatoyama, it was hard. But you have to know when to make the right promises and when to break them. I'm sure you'll do fine, but the House of Representatives is another story. I'm too old to keep up with what goes on. Hell, I've been in the Diet longer than that brash fool Takagi was even in the Navy. Experience doesn't come merely in years, Hatoyama. It's what you do with those years. Taken slightly aback, but also impressed at Ikeda's backhanded comment, Hatoyama slowly starts to realize the capabilities of the young firebrand. Even though he was still relatively young and still made foolish decisions from time to time, he knew how to handle himself in difficult situations. Not many people managed to bridge that gap between the Kazoku nobles and the Diet. That was on the tier of Ito Hirobumi. Okay, holding the Diet hostage. That one is actually not great, because it hurts all of our relations. But our faction power increases. Our connection with the Privy Council and the House of Peers means that our cabinet wields nearly unprecedented power over the Diet. Whatever proposals comes from the opposing camps of the Yokosankai or the independents, whatever dissent is expressed by our allies, we will always have someone further upstairs who can intervene in our favor. Any representative who opposes us will find his legislation stonewalled by the peers. Any peers who gets too uppity will find out that there are ways to bring even the most august members of the Diet in front of the auditing committee. The cabinet's control is, for the first time since Tojo's term, absolute. Okay. Yes, we're gonna reduce regulations in 26 days. I think what we're gonna try then is the income tax cut. Oh no, the business tax is actually the one that... So if we went with the business tax cuts, we can check on that to see how high the taxes are gonna be or what's gonna happen with them, and the GDP growth is gonna be good enough. In the meantime, we can train a division of professional soldiers. Okay, that's our support to Granada right there. Bill passes in the Diet. Nice. So what's our situation right now? Government stability is 76%, support in the House of Peers 61, public 55. That is pretty darn good, so I think we can risk a little bit here. But you guys are drilling, that's really good. 22 days, and then the GDP growth is going to be higher than the euro deficit. Wonderful. Doctrines available. It's a Navy one. Fleet command and control. Fleet coordination plus 20%. Commanding a fleet of several dozen ships is no easy task, nor is it something to be left to one man. A redundant command structure will be needed if a fleet is to move as one unit rather than a mess of easily picked of lone wolves. Makes absolute sense. Okay, we can... I mean, I really do wonder what's gonna happen with you guys. Possibly we can't have the Americans win. We'll invest further into our relations. Now let's reorganize their army. I mean, I don't know when the war is gonna happen. So let us have them... Let us give them this bonus. We won't stabilize them more, but we can then train some paramilitaries. And we'll be able to train another unit. Canadian unit. Do we know anything about you guys? We have so many units. Okay, infantry template 4, they have 2 and 2. And this one they get 1. I wonder which one it's gonna be, which one they will train. If it's worth it. 2 days. Okay, 1 day. Give it 100%. This one, Brigada Dissidente. 5 infantry and 1 artillery. Really? Okay, that's not great. 4 light infantry. But okay, at least it's a good one. I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna actually move one of my spies. The one from... Well, we're gonna keep you in Austria. We're gonna take the one that's in the United States. And have you build a spy network in Bogota, because I would like to learn more about these guys. We don't know much. No, actually we do. Oh god, we do know everything. Huh. Okay then. Well, reduced regulations are going to be done in 3 days. Oh, come on, don't be like that, game. Don't be like that. Public approval is going to decrease, and now the business tax cuts. We need to see how big of a hit it's going to be. Oh, come on, recalculate. We want to see recalculation. Come on. There we go. Year deficit is in green. Nice. Finally. Finally we have stabilized it. Okay, now what we need to do, our next target, is to lower the poverty rate, which is still sadly increasing, but only, by a crawl. And administrative efficiency increasing by 10. This one, when it bumps up, is going to be amazing because it's going to give us 10% extra taxable population, which, if I, read that correctly, we would get about 1.6 billion extra, which would be good on its own. So what did you guys finish? I didn't even check. Fian Hospital, Signal Company. C3I, Army Experience Gain, Division Organization, Daily Command Power Multiplier, Professionalism and 1 for change. Oh, let's get that one. That's a good one. C3I Plus. Previous models of action were overly complex and difficult to understand, but we have now pared them down to a simple method and a simple theory of warfare. With new technologies, our commanders will make decisions faster than our enemies. What's our army professionalism like anyway? It increases very slightly. Political interference. Daily political power gain. Everything is lowering our political power gain. This is just sad. Seriously. Okay, but nothing is really happening in Indonesia or in Colombia. Holding that hostage. Okay, minutes to midnight. Okay, was I just said? Yeah, I just said that. I just said that nothing is happening in Indonesia. God damn it. Well, okay. Open warfare. This conflict will escalate. So what do we have here? Parade with Sukarno. Breakthrough. Offer secure communication. Division organization and reconnaissance. Authorize anti-bandit operations. Anti-bandit operation will reduce resistance and increase compliance in every state controlled by Japanese aligned forces. Arms contract. Factory output. Deploy defoliants. Jesus. Arms contract. Expand Japanese military mission. Okay, this one will be important. Expand fighter shipments. Okay, so an open fight here. Now, what do we need to do here? Administrative efficiency, societal development. This one, we need this one, the old families. Okay, but we're gonna do that in the next episode. There is a little bit too much happening right now, so let us not, get into all of that at this point. We're gonna get into it afterwards. First of all, let me just check. Yep, we can send them 2 divisions as volunteers. I'm gonna increase that by 1 and send them over. The first expeditionary force is gonna go. And we're gonna start by conquering Java. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode.